possessed him. You see what I'm saying? It's just like when one time we used that Crayolan, which is the stuff you put down in your house. And the first time we put that Crayolan down, some spirits was mad and they had to leave. They was turning over bottles. You see what I'm saying? Well, what it was what they did is they followed me to the lecture because they had to get the fuck up out of that room, like those spirits. Right, and they was like, we offended about, and I outed the brother and all this kind of thing here, but the thing about it was, they was like, he on medication. I said, no, that's how they use people. You see what I'm saying? These spirits will come. But in so many words, I got my answer. So as a result, I had to study what was going on for the rest of the month. Okay. Now, which leads me to this. You all right? So, like I said, my little infomercial here is the stimulus package is taking on another set. People now are ordering these things for their families. So let you know you can order these things for your family, and the families are getting hooked up. Like I said, good thing about it is when we tap into those archangels, everybody knows about them and stuff like that. So like I said, the stimulus package, you need to get down with it. That's 678-358-1055. Now, this new picture package is unbelievable. It's up to like 45 pictures. And unbelievable thing. You must align yourself with this picture packet. With this picture packet. We also have, like I said, we got Get Rich Quick. That is going. Did I send you a copy of that yet?
I think you did send me that. I think you did with all of the other.
Yeah, William R. Bello. We also, you got to line yourself up with another one he has called 7 Steps to Psychic Self-Defense. 5 Steps to Psychic Self-Defense. And we also are bringing back out the 2 Palo DVDs from the Congo, the spirit of Congo from one of the priests over in Europe that moved to Europe, and that was, they're CDs. They're CDs plus all of my stuff. But we'll get back into that infomercial as we go on. But I want to see if there's some other stuff that I want to deal with, because what happened was when I got into the lecture, a certain thing happened. About 2 weeks before that, I was in a post office, and this woman, she had the little twist in her hair. You know how you take the hair and you do the twist and stuff like that. So and I looked and said Medusa, because her twist was long like snakes. And so she was like, well, you got to explain what you mean by that, now Medusa, And so we went into the whole story of that. But I don't know why I said it, but what it was is she came through, and she said, no, you got to do something on me in the lecture. Now, let me show you how this stuff ties in. Okay. So, how this stuff ties in. Now, check this out. So, I went to the lecture. Now, we had 2 movies that was produced on Medusa. One on April 30th to 31st. If there's 31 days in April. No,
right.
Let me see. No. The last Friday in April. No, the last Friday in March, I think. They did the Clash of the Titans. Now, before that, they did one a couple of months before called Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief or something like that. Both movies had versions of Medusa in it. Medusa in both movies. Now, so she said, well, you're gonna have to do something on me. You're gonna have to do something on me when you go to Memphis. Okay, so now check it out. The story of Medusa was one of the most beautiful women on earth. She's one of the most beautiful women on earth. She was a priestess of the goddess Athena. Now, hold on to that now, because Athena had one of the biggest statues in Greece. Athena comes from Libya. And in Egypt, she's known as the goddess Neith. That's where the word knitting comes from, to knit things together. Neith was one of the four goddesses that we had to pull up to get those girls out of that church in Alabama. So there's Neith in Egypt, and then there's Athena in Libya. These are all forms of Mayat. And then there is Athena goes from Libya, which is modern-day Libya would be Phoenicia at that time, or Carthage. There's Phoenicia, Carthage, and later on Libya. She goes by Phoenicia, she goes to Athens, and that's where you get Athens, Greece from. So there's a big statue in the Parthenon that used to be there of Athena. That statue doesn't exist there now. They built that statue in Nashville. And when you see the movie Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, they have a whole thing in that particular building in Nashville. And it's the black boy in the movie that holds up the Medusa's head to kill what is the Hydra. The Hydra is this dragon serpent deity. Every time you cut off one head, it grows 4 or 5 more and whatever and stuff in the mythology. Now, stick with me. Medusa was the most beautiful woman in the world. Medusa was a priestess of Athena in Athena's temple. She was like an oracle-type priestess and one of the most beautiful women in the world. So beautiful till the god Poseidon, which was also in the movie Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, he was Percy's father. The god Poseidon, which is over the sea. Now stick with me because I got to break this thing down. The god Poseidon, who was over the sea, went in Athena's temple and raped Medusa in the temple. When Medusa hears about it, and Poseidon is this god, she sided with the males. She sided with the males. Excuse me, not Medusa. When Athena heard about what had went on, she sided with the males and sided with Poseidon. Thus, she cursed Medusa. Athena cursed Medusa and turned her into a hideous serpent-type deity. Now, we've even got more information that these stories are very old, that they're actually talking about the black woman in general, and with the locks in the hair.
Right.
With the locks in the hair, but also you got to realize this about the black woman. Her story parallels this. The black woman used to be the standard of beauty all over the world. Even in Europe, she was the standard of beauty. And the curse is now that the standard of beauty now is the European woman. And she spends her night and day, the black woman, trying to look like her, especially when it comes to the hair. You see what I'm saying? So some of these mythologies actually have true meanings in historical context. But Medusa becomes the hideous creature that turns men into stone, later on killed by Perseus. In Clash of the Titans, he uses her head to kill the Kraken, release the Kraken. Okay. Right. Now, so I tell this story to the people about how she became the Medusa in the Gorgon, which your gargoyles come from, in Memphis. The very next day, what happens to Nashville, where Athena's temple is? Nashville gets sacked and is covered over underwater and becomes a Katrina.
Sure does.
That was Medusa. See, part of Medusa's hideous, her hideous, grotesque form was also in that lost room at the Lorraine Hotel. Now, but she had already started being activated from 2 movies, because she came to me before the Lorraine Hotel and said, I want you to do something